Welcome into the My Nutrition IQ News Desk. I'm your host, Christina Vicario, alongside Melissa Daniels, registered dietitian for Stir Labs. Thank you for joining us today, Melissa.
Thanks for having me.
So this is our pilot segment for the My Nutrition IQ News Desk. So I want to kick off by asking Melissa what exactly this is.
So the My Nutrition IQ News Desk is here for you to receive up-to-date weekly nutrition information from a sound and trusted professional source. So think of this as your secret weapon to know all things nutrition.
So essentially it's a look into the nutritional world each week.
Exactly.
Great. So our first segment, we are going to look into a very important internal connection that influences our nutrition, and Melissa's going to explain that to us.
So basically, the microbiome brain-gut axis is a topic we'll be talking about today. And the bidirectional communication between the brain and gut has been known for quite some time. But the most recent research has actually discussed how your gut microbiota or bacteria influences that connection. So I'll be talking about and going through some recent research that involves the microbiome brain-gut axis.
Got it. So we'll kick off this segment then with what is the microbiome brain-gut axis?
So let's break this up into three different parts. The microbiome refers to all of the bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and viruses that live in and on your body. When we mean microbiome in this context, we're talking about the gut microbiome, or the gut microbiota, which is essentially the same thing. Most of the bacteria found in your body is found in your gut. The second section, brain, is referring to the big guy up here or the little guy. The third section, gut, is not necessarily referring to your stomach, but instead your intestinal tract. When you put all of these words, microbiome, brain, gut, and then add the word axis, you're talking about the communication between all of these three things.
Interesting that your brain and gut communicate in that way. Can you discuss some of the most recent research regarding this phenomenon?
So the microbiome brain-gut axis really developed popularity in the early 2000s, but that research primarily focused on just the simple connection between your brain and your gut. But in recent research, primarily past 2016, scientists have focused on your gut bacteria and how that affects the communication between your brain and your gut. So your gut microbiota can be as unique as your own fingerprint. There are more than 100 trillion types of microbes in and on your body, mostly found in your gut. And your gut microbiota typically develops by age 2. So, what exactly do we know about the gut microbiota and what it does? Well, we know that it metabolizes nutrients, protects against intestinal disease, and produces vitamin K. So, the most recent research has really focused on gut microbiota and its relationship to psychological and physiological diseases. For example, your gut microbiota can play a role in depression, anxiety, irritable bowel syndrome, and even some cancers and heart disease. More research is really needed to determine the efficacy of the gut microbiota in all of these different connections, but there certainly is some kind of connection.
So it seems like this brain-gut axis is really supported in the research. So let's apply this science to real life. What could affect your gut microbiota?
As I had mentioned before, your gut microbiota is developed by the age of 2, but that certainly does not mean that your gut microbiota does not change. So what can actually affect your gut microbiota? Things like age, environment, genetic profile, nutritional habits, stress levels, mental health status, and even your antibiotic exposure. All of these different factors can change and make your microbiota unique.
So there are many factors that affect the gut microbiota, but I'm wondering, how could nutrition affect the gut microbiota?
Nutrition absolutely plays a role in the health of your gut microbiota. Think of your intestinal tract as a living, thriving ecosystem with different types of residents that need different resources to survive. So nutrition absolutely plays a role. A balanced, high fiber, complex carbohydrate diet, yes, I said carbohydrates could positively affect your health, can absolutely be beneficial for the gut microbiota. Even foods such as fermented foods, like sauerkraut, miso, kefir, and some yogurts. Probiotics and prebiotics have gotten a lot of positive and negative rap over the years, and we still don't know exactly their function in contributing to our gut microbiota health, but they certainly do play a role.
Well, I definitely like the fact that carbs can be good for your health considering Thanksgiving is right around the corner, but I'm guessing that's not exactly the takeaway from today. So what is the takeaway from today, Melissa?
Even though more and further in-depth research needs to be completed regarding nutrition and the microbiome brain-gut axis, scientists do agree that this communication network affects your health and can prevent or encourage the development of psychological and physiological diseases.
Thank you again for joining us today, Melissa, and that's it for today's News Desk.
If you have any further nutrition topics you'd love to hear more about, please email us through our website.
And for more stories and nutritional insight, visit our website at mynutritioniq.com. Thank you and have a great night.
Thank you.